Hey everyone, welcome to the Maria Fontana Show. Thanks for listening. So, today I have an amazing guest, a good dear friend of mine that I actually met online, but she's going to tell you a little bit about herself. And you guys are going to get to know the magic of what we're going to talk about today is actually building relationships and how connections will explode your business and your brand. So, let's welcome Leslie Rae. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Maria, thanks so much. I am delighted. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I know we've been working to make it happen, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm, a huge fan. So
Oh, you're so sweet.
happy to connect with you in this way and with your audience.
Yeah, so I'm so excited too. And we've become such good friends online. And we were just talking before the show how we're going to really make an effort to connect. We both are in the United States, so we're going to make an effort to see each other in the flesh one of these
Yes.
days, and we will make that happen. So, Leslie, tell everyone in the audience, because I have an amazing audience. As you guys all know, you're all rock stars. A little bit about yourself briefly, what you do, who you serve, and what your magic is.
All right. All right. So first, I'll make sure to say that I have a business partner, the amazing Whitney Horton, who's hard at work down in Texas today. I'm based in the Chicago area. And we took a big leap from our corporate lives about 3 years ago to follow our passion to help small businesses. We spend a lot of time in the corporate learning and development space,
Mhm.
delivering really high scale programs, traveled the globe. We have award-winning programs we've created, and we felt like we could reach so many more people that don't have access to this type of training and coaching. So what we focus on is we partner with entrepreneurs and small businesses to help them build a holistic sales process that is
Mm.
focused on relationship building. So just like you, good old school human relationship building. And we are firm believers that everything speaks and everyone sells. And so
Yeah.
we focus on helping them create an end-to-end customer experience that drives sales faster, more easily, and more naturally than the way entrepreneurs typically approach it. Bottom line, I think when we become entrepreneurs, we do it because we have a passion and we want to impact people and help them in whatever area of their lives it is. And what you realize really quickly is as soon as you become an entrepreneur, you become a salesperson. And I think 99.9% of us did not want to be salespeople. And it feels uncomfortable and it feels kind of icky for people. And so they shy away from it. And it tends to be one of the first things that they try to outsource. And what
Mm.
we're trying to help them realize is you can build an organization that is entirely sales focused that feels good because
Mm.
it's built around your passion and aligns with how you want to help people versus, you can hire salespeople that close all day long. If they don't know how to build relationships, there's no sustainability,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So
let's
you're
talk
just,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah, sustainability. So let's talk about that because that's huge because we're both experienced. We've been in the space quite a long time. I know myself 3 decades. You've been in the space too, also as an expert.
Yes.
Tell the audience a little bit about what it means to be sustainable and why it's so important, especially in this day and age of everyone looking for the quick fix, get rich quick, and the
Yeah.
instant everything.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has faded over the past couple of years. There were some early adopters who were able to become online entrepreneurs and have that instant massive success really quickly. And
Mm.
the process and the way that is happening has spread all over. So now it just becomes part of the fabric and it's
Mm.
not as unique anymore. So what companies need to look at is how do we stand out in a sea of people that now are running online businesses, especially during COVID, like everyone could start a business, right? Which is a good
Yeah.
thing and also not a good thing. Um, and it's really to us about creating long-term relationships. You're really playing the long game here because that's what's going to give you customers that want to buy more from you, that want to stay with you, that want to refer you to others, that drives your reputation. When you're constantly looking at just closing a sale, you're on that hamster wheel, and every month, week, whatever it is, you're trying to bring in more leads versus we always say, don't close a sale, open a relationship.
Mm.
Work with somebody. You and I were chatting before we went live today about
Yeah.
providing free support and free information and free training just to help people. And
Yeah.
that will allow them to see what you have to offer because you really want to have a business that grows with your audience. And most of what we've created along our timeline has been from what our audience asked for. They get one thing, it's a great experience, and then they're saying, what else do you have? Or you and I
Yes.
were talking about, what else do you do?
Mhm. And I think that's so important because I so many people shy away and from their being multi-passionate, they shy away from their roots, their origins. And honestly, I think there's nothing better than embracing that. I mean, people laugh. Like I came on this podcast today and I told Leslie her hair looked amazing because it does. And of course, we start laughing because for those of you who know me, I've been a hairdresser and colorist for over 30 something years, salon owner. So but I own that. And I think that's the beauty of being in a real relationship because now we are friends. So, Leslie, let's talk a little bit about what the difference is between just pitching people and building a relationship and how that is, I mean, what I call old school
Yeah.
marketing that really lasts forever.
Yeah. And I think the the quickest, fastest way to building that relationship is connecting live.
Mm,
And the best tools we have as online entrepreneurs, especially, is video. So whether
mhm.
that means going live on one of your social media platforms, or you could record. I do a lot of recorded videos that I put on my social media to connect with the audience. And it all boils down to the brain science, because we are hardwired to connect with people. And
Mhm.
content certainly resonates. It's just getting to the point where someone's going to read that content and
Yes.
engage with it. And the studies have actually shown that it can take you up to 17, what I'll call one-dimensional communication. So an email, a blog, a post, to have the same impact as one well-done video. And I
Yes.
know that that strikes fear in the heart of most people because it's scary to go on camera, especially live. Although I prefer live because when I
Mm,
record, I'll do it over and over and over and make a different mistake every time. Um, no safety net when you go live. But what it does, it's Whitney and I call it the meatball theory. And that's like if you go to like your supermarket on a Saturday morning, you have 3 things you want to buy on your list, and all of a
mhm.
sudden you're like, oh, what smells so good in here? And here's this nice senior citizen cooking some meatballs at the end of the aisle. Next thing you know, you have a bag of frozen meatballs in your cart, and you're wondering what happened. It gave you the opportunity to experience it. And
Yes.
so that's going to speak to me more than reading an ad for the meatballs, maybe getting a flyer for the meatballs, seeing that they're on sale, because I'm just
Mhm.
not like, I'm not sure. So when
Mhm.
you connect live with people, they're going to experience, that's your meatball. They're going to experience what it's going to be like to work with you. And Maria and I met in an online group that we're
Mhm.
both in. She spoke up in one of the sessions we had, and I felt really drawn to her. And
Well,
as a result, I am excited about her content. And she was thanking me before, like, thanks for supporting and commenting on your social media to really have an impact, because I'm looking for that now and I'm engaging with it. Where if I just rely on words on paper, old school language there to do the talking, it's a much harder, longer process to
yeah.
find that customer.
Yeah, and I'll share a little secret with you. I don't even know if you
Yeah.
know this, Leslie, but when I started my online journey after being in the brick and mortar space for over 30 years, I built my consulting and coaching business strictly doing Facebook Lives. I hit my
So
first
cool.
6 figures. I just started going, and when I see all those old videos, I remember one thing I did. I remember just connecting with my soul with people and just being myself, like being myself, regardless if
Yes.
it was selling business consulting or life coaching, wherever my focus was at the time. And it worked. And I still am a video hound. I love
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
I
Same.
can't help it. Like I'll just grab the
Same
phone.
here.
I'm on TikTok. I'm all over because I just like it. I really enjoy it. I mean, I'm not saying for everybody to do everything, but if you
Yeah.
enjoy it, um, let's give them, how about some tips? Maybe what's
Yeah.
your top 2 tips for just getting on video and connecting with people
Yeah.
online?
I think when it comes to going live, and again, you can also record a video.
Mhm.
Um, there are sort of 2 schools of thought. And one is just get out there and wing it and go. And what I see happen more often than not is when people do that and there's not a plan or some intentionality, it doesn't feel that good. It doesn't go that well, and they give up too soon. If they were to
Mm,
just keep winging it every day for a couple of months, it probably would work itself out. But most people shut down immediately. The
mhm,
confidence takes a hit. And then the other end of the spectrum is people who say, well, you need this big course and you need to script it and maybe use a teleprompter tool. And that doesn't feel authentic to your audience. So we believe it's in the middle. And we coach a
mhm,
lot of, especially women, on camera skills and going live. So my tip would be have some structure to it when you're starting. So what I recommend is write out your first, let's say, 2 sentences and memorize those. Know those cold, because it's what happens in your brain. As soon as that green light or red light goes on, the brain goes into fight or flight. And if you already know what you're going to say just for the first minute, it settles the brain down. And then you're going to have 3 bullet points. So that's keeping your content kind of right sized. And you can put keywords, but not like scripting anything out, so that you remember you're an expert in this. So that's where you're going to speak from the heart, and then have like that last sentence or call to action written, so that if you start feeling like, oh, this is kind of going long, or I need to wrap it up, you know where you're heading back to. And that's like the secret recipe. And it's so simple for going live, but you start to feel more confident when you can kick it off, knowing exactly what you're going to say. Then it comes more naturally, and keep it bite sized. One of the things I love, love, love about this podcast is it is right sized.
Thank you.
And some people come and they say, I don't know what I would talk about for an hour. Guess what? No one wants to listen for an hour.
Yeah, it's short and brief.
I play an hour thing. I like to go to replays because I can speed it up to 1.5 times and get through it more quickly. You know, if you're just doing a quick live online, 2 minutes, and the algorithm loves 2 minutes. You know, this podcast is like probably 15 minutes or less, and it's so impactful. And that's why people are drawn to it.
It's so important. And I'm going to put my 2 cents in on the video thing. And, you know, whoever's watching or listening, don't come at me. I don't want to hear the BS. This is my show, so I'm going to say what the hell I want. I think you need to have your shit together too. Like, if you are going online to sell fitness, you should present yourself as such. Don't have a disaster in the background. Don't be doing videos out of your closet. Again, this is like your TV show for your business. So really take some time to put yourself together and emanate who you're trying to attract. That's my 2 cents on the whole video thing.
You can't see me on the podcast throwing up my arms like hallelujah. And what people don't understand is I'm making a box around myself in the Zoom that we're sitting in, is that's like a player in your video. And again, it goes back to the brain, because if you are speaking, you have this amazing message and you use a blurry background, those fake backgrounds, they play tricks with the brain. Or if there's something that is like out of place and it doesn't make sense, I can't really listen to you. And we don't even know it. It's just happening subconsciously. So yes, get your shit together, as Maria says.
Yes. So anyway, as we're working along, so let's do one last thing real quick. What's the number one thing for anyone who's trying to up their game in relationships, let's say? Now, listen, relationships could be, I think these tools that Leslie teaches, these strategies, you can use them in your personal life too, quite frankly, because they're across the board, right? I mean, I intuitively know you're amazing at this and growing teams and mastering all of this. What's the one thing that if someone wanted to just walk away after this podcast that they can implement today to get their act together to start really moving forward?
Look for every opportunity to make a live connection. So if you're about to send an email, if you're about to make a post, ask yourself, is there a way that I can bring more life to this? Whether it's doing it via video or having a phone conversation, send a voice message to people. The responses I get when I make a connection with someone online, or I send a friend request, I send it as a video. And I get back like, wow, I can't. And all it is just like 20 seconds. Like, hey, Maria, I loved what you said about this comment. I would love to get to know you better. Would you be open to getting on a call? And it's just, and you know, I'm not selling anything. I really do want to get to know people. And the more you do that, it just enriches everything.
Right. Because it goes back to old school business strategy, to relationships, to the human connection. At the end of the day, the human connection and loving on people. Again, just really being a good human at the core and connecting and adding value. I think that's what it is. Because now when I know someone needs Leslie's services, she's top of mind. When she knows someone needs my services, I'm top of mind, and so on and so forth. Right?
Spot on. Spot on.
So where can my beautiful guests find you if they'd like to connect with you? What's the best way to get in touch with you? There will be show notes below this podcast, so you can find everything I want to post about Leslie and how to connect with her. But let's, you can share too.
Keeping it simple, LinkedIn or Facebook, you'll find me at Leslie Rae, RAE, That's the important part, is getting the last name spelled. It's three
Yes.
letters. It's misspelled all the time. And I
Oh,
would love to connect. And if anything you heard today resonates with you and you want some advice, let's set up a time. This is not a sales pitch. It's just, I want to help. And that's why I'm here today, is to make connections and spread the word. So I'd be happy to jump on a call and just chat about whatever you'd like to know more about.
oh my God, you are amazing. And the teams that you work with are so blessed and lucky because you are a game changer, my dear friend. I'm really honored to know you. So thanks so much for coming today. Guys, thank you for listening to Maria Fontana's show. Thank Leslie Rae. Just give her a nice hand and make sure that you connect with her, follow, subscribe to anything she's putting out there, and book a call if it resonates. See you guys soon. Take care.